Hi everyone, welcome to my channel and my space, Soul Reflections. If you are new, my name is Racquel. I usually read tarot here, but today is not a tarot reading. Today I'm going to be discussing the Cancer full moon eclipse, lunar eclipse. I'm going to be discussing what the energies are. I'm going to be discussing how you can use them to work for you. I'm also going to, in the description box and the timestamps below, are timestamps for each sign and how it affects that sign specifically. I'm also going to go over how you can use the moon cycles for your benefit to create abundance in your life. Okay. Like I said, all the timestamps are below. And I just want to let you all know, those who are returning to my channel, why this is not a tarot video. Spirit led me and told me that I need to start putting out inspirational videos to help with your soul growth, to help with your awakening process. A lot of people who come to my channel, they've gone through some pretty rough stuff. They're seeking answers, and it's all because they're being spiritually awakened. That is what I dedicated this channel for. That's why it's called Soul Reflections. It's for you to reflect on your soul and how much you're advancing over the years during your awakening process. All right. So I was going to do that last year, but things came up and I did take a hiatus from my channel for a while. But in July, Spirit really kicked my butt into gear and said, no, you got to get on this. You got to do this. You got to start this now. And I'm like, okay. So I started it. And this is where it comes together, right? Because in July, I think it was the 2nd of July, we had a solar eclipse in the sign of Cancer. All right, solar, that's the sun, right? Solar eclipse in the sign of Cancer. All right, so that's when intentions were set. That's when whatever you intended to, whatever goals you wanted, whatever you intended to make happen, that's when it was set, okay? Well, now we're coming to the Cancer, lunar eclipse, which is the moon, right? Night. So it's like all that progress that we've done with our intentions, now it's time to reflect on them. We can see how we've become more abundant, or we can see where we failed. And that's what this moon is about. It's about reflecting. And this whole time between the Cancer lunar full moon on the 10th of this month to I think it's in Gemini. Hold on, let me see. Let me look at my notes here. It might be Sagittarius. I think it's Sagittarius. Just give me 1 minute. I have it written down. Okay, yeah. So, from the 10th of this month until the 5th of June, we will be reflecting on how these intentions set from last July up until now have come to fruition. It's like we're reflecting on them. We're making them better. We're getting rid of the things that we don't need in order to make this intention that we set in July come to full bloom. Okay. So when the solar happens on the 5th, we can set higher intentions. Okay. And we will be in the right mind space and head space, spirit space, to set higher intentions. All right, so I'm going to quickly go through this, all right, because I do have notes here. So the Cancer moon is in the 4th house. That's all 4th house energy, all right? Well, it's not in the 4th house. It rules the 4th house. So that's 4th house energy that's being applied to where you have Cancer in your chart. Okay. This is a sense of nurturing, a sense of family, a sense of whether they're distant or they're right next to you. It's about coming together, reconnecting, reconciling, working through those differences, working through those issues. And it can, and you know, that's fourth house energy, okay? The moon energy is all about compassion, unconditional love, nurturing, all right? Cancers always put people before themselves. They put their loved ones before themselves, sometimes to their own detriment. All right. While they are very kind, very nurturing, they can be very emotional. And if you do a Cancer wrong emotionally, you can expect them to shut down completely. All right, so this is the type of energy that we're working with. All this energy will influence different houses of ours, depending on where Cancer is in your chart. So at the end of the video, like I said, I have timestamps down in the description box and the comments on how it will affect each house. So if you don't want to hear my ramble about moon cycles, you can go ahead to that. Okay, so moon cycles, how do they affect us? Just like the moon affects the tides, you know, it's scientifically proven that the moon affects the tides, right? Well, this affects every living being that is made up of water. Humans, the adult, is made up of 50 to 65% water, which averages about to 65 to 65% of water. Infants, they are 75 to 78% water, which usually drops and goes to 65 after the first year of birth. But anyways, that's just telling you how much we are made up of water, and water affects your emotions. So of course, naturally, if science can prove that it affects the tides, it definitely affects human beings. And if you look at it, like every full moon, there's always something crazy going on. Emotions are always heightened, right? That's because the moon is full and it's illuminating all those things that we keep hidden, all those emotions that we stuff down because we don't want to disrupt the whole. All right? When the moon is full, this is the time to reflect on those emotions that are coming out. Why are we feeling them? How can we make the situation right? How can we let go of these emotions? How can we right ourselves and put ourselves back on the right track? Like I said, this is why chaos breaks out. So the full moons are all about releasing those emotions and reflecting on them. So from the time the full moon is until the time the new moon comes, in that waning phase where the moon is getting smaller and smaller and smaller, that's the time when we really need to let go and release the things that are no longer serving us, the things that are toxic in our lives, the things that are only dragging us down and not lifting us up. This is the time when we reflect on what needs to be let go and we let go of it. And at the full moon, if you set the intention, I wish to release this certain thing, by the next full moon, you will release it if you work on releasing it. You're setting your intention, and then when the new moon comes around, you're clear and you can set new intentions, okay? So the new moon, this is to set good intentions. Where do you want to go next? What do you want to do next in your life? Where do you see yourself? Okay, baby steps. Always do baby steps between the full moon to the new moon. These are all about baby steps to getting you to accomplish your goal, right? So what I like to do when I set my intentions, I like to pick 3 things. 3 things that I know will help me better my family life, my work life, and my emotional life. All right? So I set 3 intent, or my spiritual life. I set 3 intentions every new moon. And I have been doing this since May. I've been doing this since May 2019. And I tell you what, it has done wonders in my life. Every new moon, I set intentions of what I want to accomplish. Every full moon, I set the intentions to release whatever doesn't serve me. And it's accumulated and it's lifted me up. From what I was, May to what I am now, what I was from July to what I am now is total night and day. Night and day, right? The solar eclipse and the lunar eclipse. All right. So this brings me to the eclipse cycles. Okay. So right now, we're going to use Cancer as an example because that's what we're going through. Cancer's solar eclipse in July 2nd. Whatever you were intending, whatever, you wanted to work on, that you set your mind to, that you set your goals for, whether it be negative or whether it be positive. Hopefully it was positive. But whatever it was, whatever you put out into the ether, even if you didn't do a new moon or full moon ritual, if you had enough power behind that, your willpower behind that intention is enough to get the ball rolling. Okay, people do new moon rituals, full moon rituals to heighten their intention. All right, but if you just had all that power, all that energy, knew this is exactly what you wanted to do, and you set that intention July 2nd, you will see it's like, from new moon to full moon, new moon to full moon, all throughout this last half of the year, leading up to this big full moon eclipse, you will see how much that intention has grown. You will see how much that intention has grown, whether it is negative or positive. All right. So now with this full moon, this lunar full moon, what you want to do, whether it's good or bad, that you're reflecting back on, you want to reflect on it. You want to reflect on it and think, how can I make it change by the next eclipse? How can I make this change by the next eclipse? What do I need to get rid of? What do I need to release? So then that way, when the next eclipse rolls around in the new moon, I can set better intentions to make them come to fruition by the time the next lunar eclipse comes. See, it's a full cycle. Just like, we have little mini cycles within the full 6-month cycle. So it's what you do, what you said at the beginning of that 6-month cycle, and all the steps you take in those little mini cycles that brings it to fruition within 6 months. All right. Okay. So, I think I went over all of those. Okay. So now I want to go ahead and share with you a good new moon ritual and full moon ritual. Now, what you want to do with the full moon ritual when you're wanting to release something, this is very, very good and it's very, very effective. What you do is you take a pen and you write down, universe, I wish to release, and then you pick 3 things that you know are negative in your life that are holding you back. I wish to release this negative thing. I wish to release this negative thing, and I wish to release this negative thing. I always pick 3 because 3 is like my lucky number. It's the Trinity, it's the trifecta. 3 things always come in 3, so I always like to do 3 intentions. So what you do is you write down the 3 things that you want to release, and then you fold the paper 3 times away from you. So you go, I wish to release, and then you say your first thing that you wanted to release, and you fold it away, and then you turn the paper, and then you say, I wish to release, and then you say the second intention, fold the paper. And then likewise, I wish to release the third intention, what it is that you want to release, and then you fold the paper. Then what you do is you hover it over a flame. Make sure that you're doing this all in a fire safe thing. You know, if you have a cauldron or if you have a bucket of water or whatever, make sure that you're doing, or you're doing it outside, you're doing it in a fire pit. Please make sure you are fire safe. Then you're going to burn it, and you're going to say, I release this up to the universe. So then you just burn it, and you let the whole thing burn out. I'm not going to actually do it because I'm not fire safe right here. But you burn it, and you let all the smoke and all the ash go up to the universe. Then you can dispose of it either by flushing it down the toilet, or by flushing it away from you, or by scattering it to the wind. All right. Now the new moon ritual is very, very amazing. I love this one because it's all about setting good intentions. So you're going to write, universe, I wish to bring this into my life. And then you set one intention. And then you set two intentions. And then you set three intentions. This time, when you fold the paper, you're going to fold the paper towards you. Universe, please help me to bring this into my life. Turn the paper. Universe, please help me to bring this into my life. Fold the paper. Universe, please help me to bring this into my life. Then instead of burning it, you go outside and you bury it. And when you bury it, you say, I wish to bury my seeds of intention so that they may sprout and grow. And then you leave it there. It helps if you have the same spot that you can just dig up every time and put it in. If you are in the winter months and the ground is frozen solid, what I do is I have a plant in my house and I bury it in there. I just fold it up and I bury it in there. I bury it in with the plant. But you can also burn it. You can also burn it and say, I release my intentions up to the universe. Please help me to bring this about. But it's more effective if you bury it. And it is very, very effective if you bury it with a peach pit or a peach. Because Japanese, they all believed that the peach was lucky. They believed that burying a peach brought good luck, good abundance, good stuff like that into your life. So if you want to bring abundance into your life, go ahead and do that. And I can tell you that in July, when I did my new moon ritual, I buried 2 peaches because I have a peach tree in my backyard. I buried 2 peach trees. And what I did is on one, I wrote, I buried the intention to make my business grow. And then I buried that in one part of my yard. And then with the other one, I wrote, I bury my intention to make my marriage and family life grow. And then I buried that one. And I'll tell you what, I kept doing those little rituals all throughout the rest of the year. And my business, my spirituality, and my family life and my marriage has improved so much. So much. So this is very helpful. All right. I know we're at 19 minutes here. That, like I said, this is going to be a long video. I have timestamps at the bottom. All right. So getting back to this new moon, this full moon, cardinal signs will be the most affected by this moon. And there's a reason why. Because Cancer is a cardinal sign. Cancer is a cardinal sign. So if you have a rising sign, that is Cancer, Capricorn, Libra, or Aries, or if you have a moon sign that is Cancer, Capricorn, Libra, or Aries, you are going to be the most affected by this moon. Aries and Capricorn might have a harder time. since they are divine masculine energy, because we've got Mars that rules Aries, and we've got Saturn that rules Capricorn, and Saturn's the strict father, and Mars is the I like to say it's like the sun that wants to always go into battle, always has got to go into battle, right? So those two might have a little bit hard time connecting with the divine feminine energy that's coming in around these moons. So those two signs, I would say, are probably going to have the hardest time adjusting to this moon phase. Cancer and Libra might have a little bit of an easier time since they are divine feminine, because Cancer is ruled by the moon, which is the epitome of divine feminine. It's the mother. Libra is ruled by Venus, and she is divine feminine. So those two energies, Cancer and Libra, might have a little bit of an easier time, and they can really harness this power. All right? Okay. So now, now we're going to get into how these, how this energy can affect each sign. These signs will be, if they are mainly for rising, because rising sets the tone of the chart. So you want to check out your rising sign first. Then you want to check out your moon sign. Then you want to check out your sun sign, because you are going to be affected in those three areas, but your rising sign is the one that's going to set the tone for each area, if you understand what I'm saying. Okay, so Aries. All Aries risings, Aries moons, this is really going to affect you. Aries suns, it might have somewhat of a similar effect on you as well. But it's definitely the rising and the moon signs that are going to be affected. This Cancer energy, Cancer 4th house energy, is going to happen in the 4th house, right where it's supposed to be. What this means, it's about your family, your home, your values, how you connect with that, okay? You can expect emotions concerning your family to arise. You could be more emotional towards your family, worrying about their needs, worrying about how they are getting along, all right? This is bringing attention to anything that needs to be released. So any family issues in and around the home is going to be brought up for you. And it's going to be emotional for you because this is an emotional moon. But this is so that you can release whatever this is that you need to release by the time the new moon solar eclipse happens June 5th. So you're going to be working on whatever it has. It's going to give you an emotional impact so that it can help you work it out and help you work out and weed out the weeds that need weeding. All right? Think back to July of this year, Aries. What started with your family, with your home life? What was the intentions around your family and your home life then? What issues, what needed to be healed, what needed to be nurtured? Did you do that? Or did you not pay attention? Okay? So if you nurtured that and you did that and you worked on healing your family, you can see positive growth. You will see positive growth, and it will be a happy time for you. All right. You might get overly emotional about how happy you are, all right, with the things that are happening in your family. But you are also going to notice the other little things that need to be corrected, the other little issues that need to be fixed. Okay. If it was negative intent and it built up and built up, you can expect some family chaos around this time. All right. This is all about breaking down old foundation so that you can build up a new one. All right, so that was Aries. So now we have Taurus. Taurus, this is going to be affecting your third house of communication and short travel. This is how you communicate with people. This is how, just how you talk in general. In or around this time, you can expect the need to communicate with ones you've lost. So maybe that friend that you haven't talked to in like 4 or 5 years, or maybe that family member that you haven't talked to in a couple of months. You can expect to want to reach out and reconnect with people that you have lost contact with, maybe since the start of July. The July full moon, or new moon. What happened back in July? That's going to bring your attention. That's going to come up to fruition this full moon. Okay, whatever happened in July, it's coming back. All right. Whereas communication is concerned. You might even feel the need to travel to see some of these people that maybe they moved away in July and you feel really bad. You haven't talked to them in so long and you want to go visit them. That could be coming up for some of you. It's just a short period, just a short stay. Emotions will shine a light on things that need to be communicated and resolved in your life. Like I said, think about back to the start of July. What needs to be finished? What needs to be resolved communication-wise? Take a nurturing and kind approach when you are communicating and trying to resolve issues. All right, Taurus? Okay. So, Gemini, this is going to be happening in your second house of possessions and money. In or around this time, your emotions will be heightened around how you gain your possessions. But it's also going to include that Cancer-like energy, that family-like energy. Are you putting too much stock in your possessions and not enough stock in your loved ones? Okay. Are you too attached to a habit that you need to release? Okay. Because the second house is ruled by Taurus. That's all about money, luxury, possessions, gluttony, stuff like that. Is there a habit that you need to release? All right. Are you putting too much stock in the possessions and not enough in those around you? This is about finding proper balance between money and family, work and play. All right. Work and your loved ones, work in your home life. This is about finding that proper balance. It's to balance, okay? So that's what you're going to be brought to attention. Like I said, if it was positive, if you set that intention positive in July, you can expect it to be a little bit more positive when it comes in, all right? If you set a negative intention towards that in July, when it comes in January, you can expect some big upheaval. All right, because it's breaking down foundations that weren't working, pointing out everything that needs to be let loose, cut loose, released. All right, so keep that in mind. All right, moving on to Cancer. To Cancer, this is happening in your first house of self. Around this time, expect your need of your place in your family to be acknowledged. Are you being taken for granted? Are they taking advantage of you? Are you giving too much to people who aren't giving back to you? All right. How can you change that? Who supports you? Who doesn't support you? Who needs to go? Who supports your soul self? Okay. Who helps you out? All right. Think back in July when all this first started. All right. Did you feel that sudden, I feel like I'm being taken for granted? Did you have that feeling? And have you worked on it throughout this year? If you've worked on it throughout this year, you set that intention and you worked on not being taken for granted, you can expect that when the full moon illuminates your emotions, you can expect that you are more grateful for the people in your life. You are more grateful that they are helping support you. If it was a negative intention set, then you can expect, and people have been taking you for granted all year, you can expect a big blowout. All right. It's like I said, it's whatever intention you set in July, whether it's positive or negative, that's what's coming back. When you throw out positive, you get back positive. When you throw out negative, you get back negative. All right. And that's what's coming back. And it's also, whether it's positive or negative, it's illuminating what needs to change and what you must do in order to move forward. All right. Now, hold on a second. Leo, this is happening in your 12th house of what is hidden. This is the spirit world. This is the dream world. This is the world that we don't see. All right? The emotions that are hidden. The lies that we tell ourselves that we hide. All right? This is all of that. All right, because Neptune rules this house and Pisces rules this house. This is the house of dreams, the house of the unseen, spirits, you name it, the other world, other dimensions, okay? Around this time, you can expect your hidden emotions to come up to the surface around family and spirituality, okay? Dreams will be of much importance to you during this time. Pay attention. Think back to July. What did you push down deep inside of you? What started here for you? Okay? This needs to be brought to attention so it can be released for some long-lost family members may be returning. All right, for some, long-lost family members may be returning. Whatever the case is for you, this is all about your hidden emotions, your hidden agenda. Some of you might see a ghost or two. But yeah, this is all about the hidden. So whatever it was back in July that you set your intentions for, you can expect the Cancer fourth house vibe to bring that to fruition, but in your 12th house. This is where it will be brought to fruition, in your 12th house. All right? Okay, so moving on to Virgo. Virgo, this is happening in your 11th house of community and global communication. In or around this time, expect emotions to arise regarding your community, humanitarianism. Some of you might get the urge to help your fellow man out, to start a charity, or to go here and you will feel that urge, all right? How can you fix problems of others? You will be wanting to fix people. All right. No, not everybody can be fixed. So yes, they're going to be shining the light on that for you, on who can be fixed, who can't. All right. The emotions you feel regarding community will bubble up to the surface, showing you what you need to release or who you need to release. Think back to July. What started for you around the first week of that month? Has community obligation gotten in the way of your family life? Have you put more stock into the community and less stock into your family? Has the community taken up most of your time during this first half of the year? What are the intentions that you set? Are they positive or are they negative? You can find that coming into fruition around this time. So if it was positive, you really, you don't have anything to worry about. You're going to get some positivity back. You're going to see a little bit of abundance. But there are going to be certain things that you're going to have to deal with, that you're going to become more clear on. If it was bad, if it was, negative intention, you can expect a big blowout. That's pretty much the thing there. All right. So with your community and family combined, because those are two different things. 1 and 1 is 2. 2 is all about balance. So it's the same with that. It's about balancing your home life and your community life. All right. So now we're moving on to Libra. Libra, this is happening in your 10th house of work and status. Around this time, feelings may arise around your work, your status, your career, and how that affects your family. Same thing. Are you balancing those two things out right? Are you putting more energy into your work and not enough into your family? Are you putting more energy into your family and not enough into your work? This is where you're going to have to balance and get in line, all right? Have you been working to, nurturing that more than family? All right, hold on. Think back to July. What did you start then? I'm a Libra sun. I'll tell you what, I started then. I started back on my channel then. But, okay, so whatever you started then, this moon will highlight. It will tell you what you need to purge. It will tell you how to find the proper balance between the two. All right. And like I said, Libra is a feminine energy. It's a divine feminine energy. So, if you did positive attention, if it was positive, and you can be expecting to be blessed, all right? You can be expecting to be blessed. Same with Cancers. If they put in positive work, they can expect to be blessed. Because, like I said, the cardinal signs are going to be affected more than the other signs. All right, so moving on. Let's move on to Scorpio. 9th house. This is affecting your 9th house, Scorpio, of travel, religion, spirituality, higher knowledge, institution learning, stuff like that. All right. Around this day, expect to feel emotional towards your beliefs, your morals, what you stand for, what you believe when it comes to your family. All right. Do they believe in what you believe? Do they support what you believe? Does your family approve of what you believe? Okay, who supports you? This is the time to talk about that, to resolve those issues. This is also a time, I can say, like, coming out of the closet about something. Whether it be your LGBTQ, or whether you are a witch, or whether you are a Christian, or whether it's coming out of the closet about something that, because you're Scorpio, this is Scorpio-like energy, right? You've had secrets, you've hidden secrets, right? Maybe you got more into something in July, set your intentions out in July, like say, I don't know, say you felt like you needed to be a witch, but you had to hide it. But you started doing it in July. It's like, boom, now here comes the Cancer lunar thing, and everything's highlighted, and boom, I'm out of the closet. This is what I am. All right, it's giving you that courage, that emotional courage to speak your truth, to speak out your beliefs, okay? And then once you do that, it's like the moon will illuminate who is for you and who is against you. And it's going to be easy for you to be able to make those cuts, Scorpio. Some Scorpios also might be wanting to take a long vacation, around this time. But this is also that you can live up to your highest potential, Scorpio. All right, so Sagittarius. This is happening in your 8th house of secrets, the occult, mystery, and investigation. Ooh. Death. It's also about death. The 8th house is about death. I am going to do that. Transformation, death, transformation. All right. So, in or around this day, You can expect emotions to arrive that you have tried to keep from others, especially where family members are concerned. So it's kind of like the Scorpio, but because the 8th house is ruled by Scorpio, right? And you are Sagittarius and you are the ruler of the 9th house. So beliefs and occult and, transformation, those all go hand in hand. So it's pretty much like Scorpio. Secrets will come out about your emotions. You might be more interested in life's mysteries, the occult, some family secrets. You might be finding out some family secrets. You might be investigating some family secrets around this time. Think back to July, what sparked your intuition, what piqued your interest that you might have written off, because that is now coming back and being exposed, because it is the full moon eclipse. It's the big one. So it is going to be a little bit more powerful. And it's in the 4th house, which is family. So family secrets, family, if you're not the one keeping the family secret, it's somebody around you. This energy can affect what's around you. It might not affect who you are. Might not be you. It might just be the energy that's around you. And that's for all the signs too. I should have mentioned that at the beginning. I need to write these better. Yeah, so think back to July, what sparked your intuition. What made you second guess, made you think something wasn't right? That's coming to full light. Secrets are coming out. The light is being shed on this so that the emotions can be released and put to bed, so that you can reflect on them and put them to bed, okay? All right, so now we're moving on to Capricorn. Capricorn, you are divine masculine. You have Saturn, the father, ruling you. So this might be a little hard for you, okay? Not going to lie. It all depends on what your intentions were in July, okay? So this will affect Capricorns differently. Depends on what your intentions were, all right? And how much of divine feminine you have in you. If you have a lot of divine masculine in you and you are a Capricorn rising, then okay. So Capricorn, 7th house of relationships and communication. So how you communicate with your family, with your loved ones, with your partner, especially your spouse, because, this is the house of all things, marriage-wise and legal-wise. So it might not just be with your partner. It could be with the legal system in general, okay? Or maybe somebody around you is going through some legal problems stemming back from July, because this is when it started to take off, was in July. You could be defending somebody in court, all right? You could be taking on that mother defensive, nurturing mother-like role and defending either your friend or your spouse or your kids or whoever it is. It's like you're defending them to the courts or to other people, okay? So you can be very defensive at this time because you do have that masculine-like energy, but you're taking it to a more nurturing place. In around this time, upheavals in some of your relationships might come about. Your emotions are bringing chaos so that you can reorder and restructure it, because Capricorn, you're all about order and structure. Organization, structurizing, So this is what they're doing. Your emotions are coming up so that you can reorganize it. What were you doing the first week of July? The first week of July, what were your intentions? What did you want? What did you want most out of life? Okay? You can see that coming to fruition around this time. And you know what's funny is that this is in the house of Libra. And Libra is in your house of work. So those of you who have Libra and Capricorn placements, good luck. No, I'm just joking. Okay. What emotions were you feeling there? Shedding light This is shedding light on what you need to release to make your relationships better, how to nurture them like the mother instead of like the strict father. So this is also reorganizing your own emotions and how you go about dealing with those that you care about, those that you love, those who you are in relationships with. So in and around this time, it's like you're going to be acting more of like a mothering, nurturing figure rather than that strict father Saturn-like figure. If you give some resistance to that, it's going to be hard for you and you can expect emotional chaos, emotional upheaval. All right, so try to, when you're expressing your emotions, try to keep it, have it come from a warm, loving place rather than a you have to do it this way type of place, okay? All right, so moving on to Aquarius. This is happening in your 6th house of health and daily routine, okay? Around this time, family health, the family routine, daily routines are going to be of importance. Whatever you started back in July, the first week of July, that regards around your family's health, your family's routine, whatever intentions you put there, whether they were good or negative, is now coming back. So, was it good or negative? This time you might feel like you need a diet change. Lots of us do because it's the new year. We all do feel like that. We all have that, oh my God, we're going into the new year. We want new bodies, da, da, da. But Aquarius, you are going to feel it especially particular. This is going to be very important for you. A diet change up in your daily routine. And also to include your family life into your daily routine. Expect your emotions to arise and let you know what needs to be changed in this area. How can you nurture it? Think back to July. What started then? It might need some more nurturing, some more healing now. Okay? Sorry I had my face in the paper. It's a lot to memorize. I've been talking for 47 minutes. I see why astrologers do little notes, But, so that's around your focus. Okay. So moving on to Pisces. Pisces, you're the last one. This is going to happen in your 5th house of fun and games and children and leisure time. Okay. Around this time, emotions involving how you spend your free time will arise. Becoming closer with your children might also be an emotional time for you as well. How do you spend your time with your family? Do you need to reach out to somebody or do you need to reach out to a family member you haven't talked to in a while for a fun get-together? Do you need to reach out to a child, a parent, a sibling, a friend that you haven't spoken to in a while? Think back to the beginning of July. Was there somebody predominant around the beginning of July that you've kind of lost contact with? You could have started seeing a little bit of a bond there, but then you kind of fell off. It's like now it's coming into full term. If you started a bond with somebody in July, you can see it coming to full fruition. Full fruition in or around this time. As this is the full accumulation of it now. So if you started friendships in July, soul friendships, and you've been working on those friendships, and that's positive and it's not a negative, you can see those friendships being long-term. All right. You can see the emotional benefit there. Maybe they're going to have your back when a family member doesn't have your back. Okay. You're going to be able to notice that. It's going to be more clearer for you. All right. If you started a negative friendship, though, and you fell in with the wrong people or the wrong person, you can expect a big blow up. You can expect a redirection, enlightening, opening your eyes to who this person truly is and what this person's true motivations truly are for you. All right. Well, I hope that you guys got something out of that. I have been studying astrology for a little over a year now, so I'm not 100% good at it, but I'm hoping that, more studying, I'll get better. But this is what I researched. This is all the data that I collected, and let's see, comment below, how is it going to work for you? How does it work for you? The moon, like I said, with the moon cycles, just take those cycles. Use those cycles, apply them, because I can tell you for 100% honesty that once I started incorporating the moon cycles and learning how to work them to my advantage and how to put out positive intentions and not negative intentions, I have attracted a lot of good into my life. All right? So use these moon cycles. All right? I hope you guys do that release ritual. But if you don't, that's okay. I always said I did not like organized religion. I said, do not like organized religion. It's not for me. I like seeing many different things, learning many different things. I'm kind of got like that. I got Jupiter in Sagittarius in my first house. So that's why I'm like that. But I learn from many different sources. And I encourage you to learn from many different sources as well. All right, because that's how you learn the best. In my opinion, because you gather more facts and you can see how they resonate best with you. But yeah, so this was it for Spirit Speak. Let me know what you think down in the description box below, and I will see you all in my next videos. I'm going to try to put out tarot videos for each sign for this eclipse. I'm going to try to have them out by Tuesday, I'm going to try to have them out by Tuesday the 7th. I can't guarantee that that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try, though. I want to put out a separate, tarot video for each sign for the cycles of the moon. So keep on the lookout for that. And next week's Spirit Speak will not be as long, I promise. I'm going to cover Dark Night of the Soul. So that's going to be a little bit more serious. Kind of scared about covering that one because that one is pretty scary. It's a hard thing to go through. And if any of you are going through that right now, I wish you all the light and love that I can possibly give, because I've been through it 3 times, and I'll tell you what, I do not want to go through that again. So I've made some major changes in my life, so I will have to, but it's a pretty rough thing to go through. All right, I will see you all in the next video. Until then, take care. Bye. Why is it still going?